Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcasters, your easy English podcast for beginners. I'm Maya. If you're listening to this right now, maybe you're in your kitchen cooking dinner, or perhaps you're on a long, tiring bus ride home. I want you to take a small, deep breath because you're doing something really good for your English today. Even just pressing play and listening to us is a form of practice that counts toward your future.
Hi everyone, I'm Leo, and I am so happy to be here talking and learning with you today. Maya, I have to be honest with you. When I looked at our topic for today, I felt a little bit emotional myself because we are talking about almost moments. Those moments in life where we look back and think about what might have happened if things were just a little bit different.
Oh, Leo, those moments can feel very heavy, can't they? Before we jump into the magic words that help us describe these feelings, how was your weekend? I heard you tried something new in the kitchen.
Oh, it was a story, Maya. A very English moment story. I tried making homemade pizza for the first time. I wanted it to be perfect. I spent all morning preparing the dough, but when I finally sat down to eat it after 20 minutes, it was still completely cold.
Cold? What happened? Did the oven break?
No, it was even more embarrassing. I forgot to turn the oven on. I just put the pizza in and waited. It was a disaster. I looked at that cold dough and I thought to myself, that could have been delicious. But it wasn't.
Oh, Leo, that is the perfect start to today's lesson. It could have been delicious. Friends, did you hear that? That is exactly what we are learning today. How to use could have and could have been in English. These words are powerful because they are emotional. They help us talk about past possibilities, things that were possible but did not happen, or situations we are imagining in a different way.
Exactly. Many learners feel scared when they see these structures because it feels like a big grammar explosion. But we aren't here for grammar stress today. We are here for real-life English. Life English. The kind that helps you tell your story naturally. Before we go deep, if this podcast helps you feel even a little more confident, please subscribe to English Podcasters and click the like button. It really helps our family of learners grow.
Let's start with the logic and the feeling. When we say could have, followed by a past verb like could have studied or could have called, we are looking back at the past. We are talking about something that was possible, but the reality was different. For example, if you say, I could have studied more, it means you had the ability or the chance to study, but you chose not to, or you simply didn't do it.
I see. So, it's often about regret?
Regret is a big part of it, yes. I could have told her the truth. Sounds heavy because it shows you missed the chance to be honest, but it's not always sad, Leo. Sometimes it's about reflection. We look at our lives and think, I could have taken that job, or we could have left earlier. It's like creating a parallel universe in your mind where things went differently.
I noticed you also used could have been in my pizza story. How is that different?
Great question. We use could have been when we talk about a state or a situation rather than a specific action. For example, when something bad happens, but it's not a total disaster, we often say, it could have been worse. That is a very common sentence in English. It shows relief. Or if you almost have a car accident but you stay safe, you say, that could have been serious.
Ah, I understand. So, if I say I could have gone, I'm talking about an action I didn't take. But if I say I could have been famous, I'm talking about a situation that didn't happen.
Perfect. You're not just learning grammar. You're learning to express your heart. Now, friends, let's talk about a mistake many people make. They get could have mixed up with would have or should have. This is where the brain usually freezes.
I've definitely felt that freeze. They all look so similar.
They do, but the emotion is different. Let's compare them slowly. Imagine your friend is upset because you didn't come to their birthday party. If you say, I could have come, it sounds a bit careless. It sounds like it was possible, but you just didn't do it.
Ouch. That might hurt the friend's feelings.
Exactly. But if you say, I would have come but I was sick, it sounds much kinder. Would have means you intended to go, you wanted to go, but something outside of your control stopped you. And then there is should have. If you say, I should have come, that carries the feeling of guilt or responsibility. It means it was the right thing to do, and you feel bad that you didn't do it.
So, could have is possible, would have is intended, and should have is responsibility.
You got it. English is an emotional language, not just a set of rules. Now, let's get very practical for our friends listening. Imagine you are at work, and you realize you made a small mistake in a report. You might say to your boss, I could have prepared better. This shows you are taking responsibility and reflecting on your growth.
I like that. It sounds mature and honest. Maya, I also want to mention something about how native speakers actually say these words. In real life, we don't always say could have very clearly. We often say coulda.
Yes, I could have gone. It could have been better. That fast rhythm can be confusing if you're only used to hearing slow textbook English. But don't worry, listeners, you don't need to speak that fast yet. Clarity is much more important than speed. English is about comfort, not a race.
That is so encouraging. I think many of our listeners stay silent because they are waiting to be perfect before they speak. But perfection never comes. We only have brave English speaking even when your voice shakes.
Brave English. I love that. Let's do a little role play so our friends can hear these almost moments in a natural conversation. Leo, imagine I am a friend who just found out you didn't apply for that big promotion at work.
Okay, I'm ready. Maya, I decided not to apply for the manager position.
Really? Why not? You have so much experience. You could have gotten that job.
I know. I think I could have been a good manager, but I was scared of the responsibility. I stayed in my old job instead.
I understand. Fear is a powerful thing. But remember, your English could have stayed weak if you didn't practice, but you chose to learn. You are already being brave here.
You're right. Maybe next time I'll take a chance. It would have been an interesting challenge, though.
See? That conversation feels very human. We used could have to talk about a missed opportunity, and would have been to imagine a different result. Notice that we didn't use any big, scary words. We just used small patterns. English loves patterns.
I noticed something else in that conversation. You said, your English could have stayed weak. That is such a powerful mindset shift. Instead of focusing on what we haven't done, we can look at how far we've come.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the fear monster. Many learners stay quiet because they think, what if I use the wrong past verb? They worry about saying could have went instead of could have gone. But friends, please hear me. If you make that mistake, people will still understand your story. Communication is the bridge, and grammar is just the tool.
I agree. Having an accent or making small mistakes just means you speak more than one language. That is a superpower, not a weakness. Instead of thinking, my English is bad, try saying, my English is improving every day.
That small change in your self-talk removes so much pressure. Let's try another common situation. Travel. Imagine you missed a train by just 1 minute. Leo, what would you say?
I would probably sigh very loudly and say, I could have caught it if I had run faster. And then I might look at my friend and say, well, it could have been worse. At least it's not raining.
That could have been worse is so useful for staying positive. It helps you find the light even when things go wrong. And that is a big part of the English learning mindset, seeing mistakes as lessons rather than failures.
We've talked a lot about the past, but what about those flat days? You know, those days where English feels like a heavy mountain and you feel like you aren't progressing at all.
Flat days are normal, Leo. Sometimes I tell my students that English is like a plant. You don't see it growing every day, but if you keep watering it with 5 minutes of practice, one day you wake up and it's tall. On your hardest days, don't run, just don't stop. Even saying one could have sentence to yourself in the mirror is a victory.
Don't run, just don't stop. I'm going to write that down. Now, before we wrap up, let's summarize our almost formula for today. Use could have when you talk about an action that was possible but didn't happen. Use could have been when you describe a situation or a feeling about the past. And remember, don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on being understood.
We are so incredibly proud of you for staying with us until the end of this episode. It shows you are dedicated to your future and your voice. Now we have a small challenge for you, an English Podcasters Challenge. In the comments below, write one almost moment from your life. Maybe it's, I could have eaten more pizza, or I could have started learning English sooner.
We read every single comment, and we love seeing your small victories. Your story matters, and English is the tool that helps you share it with the world.
Take small steps, use your soft words, and keep being brave. You are closer than you think, and you are doing better than you realize.
We'll see you in the next episode of English Podcasters. Keep speaking, keep growing, and remember, even a whisper counts.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful, confident day.
Bye. Remember, your mistakes are just your teachers in disguise.